Hey, post-editing Shelby here to give Jebby more work. So a little thing happened with the speed paint. I didn't realize that I was on the wrong scene in my OBS. My fault. It's still a watchable speed paint, but it's just kind of weirdly zoomed in. Hope you guys don't mind. I'm really sorry. There's really not much I can do about it at this point, and I can't throw out the footage because I've already finished the drawing. So my apologies. I'm really sorry. Also, I did say in this video that I'd never experienced a proper TPK. By that I mean I've never experienced one in a group of people that I actually wanted to play with versus Adventures League. I hope you guys can understand the distinction. Thank you and enjoy the video. Well, hello there everyone. Welcome back to the channel, and today I have a fairly special guest.
Hi, it's me, Dingo, from DingoDoodles.
No idea why she said yes, but we're here.
Oh, come on, it seemed like fun. I was just like, yeah, hell yeah.
So, we're gonna tell some stories, I guess.
Yeah, I have like a whole like belt of stories of crazy stuff, and you were talking about how you had never you hadn't
had like a proper TPK
experience. So I was like, why don't I shed some light on some experiences I've had when it comes to TPKs. This one I'm gonna tell a little story before because this is the same group. So we had a group that we had been playing with for quite a while. This was back in college, and God, this one had like 7 players. It was a big group. And then plus DM, it was like 8 to 9 people overall, and it was ridiculous.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, which made this story even more satisfying. So anyway, so we had a big group. I don't remember everybody that was playing. Like, I don't remember their characters or anything. I just remember we had a pirate guy, and he had like, he must have been a druid because he had sharks, land sharks with him. Yeah, this is heavily homebrew, but...
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I was playing a rogue, which was... I have an affinity with rogues. I played a lot of rogue. Anyway, this was just before this mission. We went into a house. We were looking for something. I can't remember particularly, but we were looking for some evidence. Maybe for like a murder or something like that. And so everybody kind of split up, went throughout this house, and my character came in the front door last, and was like, okay, well, I'm gonna search for traps. And the DM, being a very great DM, he was just like, sure, I'm gonna roll the percentage on if there are traps here. And he rolled like a 99. So everybody's already out throughout this house, and my character's just like, fuck, this entire house is trapped. And I'm downstairs, and then it goes upstairs to like the pirate guy, and he's like opening a drawer, and it automatically like he pops it open, and he fails his this is 3.5, so he failed his reflex, and like knives shot out and completely stabbed throughout his body and projected him out of a window straight out. He fell to the ground and just instantly died.
Just sadistic Home Alone over here.
Yeah. And it was just like, it was just funny because it was like, my DM was like, I didn't expect there to be traps here, but the dice told me there were. And then, so pretty much what happened is this guy died, and then he had these sharks, these land sharks. And I don't know if you know anything about like druids, but the way we have it is that like when a druid dies, their familiar goes fucking bonkers and just goes on a murdering spree. So we had these land sharks suddenly go into a murdering spree, and we're in the middle of a city, and this entire city just gets fucking rampaged by all these sharks. But that wasn't the TPK, that was just something funny. So pretty much what happened is after that, resurrected him, and then we went to a library looking for some information, something that we were trying to find. Run into this librarian, and she's like a little lady. She's maybe like a little lady orc or something, and you know, like, welcome.
Never trust.
yeah, exactly. But she's like this like little grandma or something like that. And we're asking about some information. We want to get some books, and my character suddenly is getting eyed up by this lady, and she's just like, where did you get that dagger? And I have this dagger that the DM gave me, which was like a dagger where if you stab someone, there's a percentile that it will teleport whatever you stabbed. So, like, if I stab somebody's arm, I'll teleport their arm off of their body. It's a brutal weapon. I think we were pretty high level by that point. So my rogue was just like, I found it. And she's like, well, I want it. And I'm like, well, fuck you. I'm not giving you my dagger. Like, this thing is my baby. And if you know anything about rogues, they're instantly like kleptomaniacs. I'm like, no, my shit. And then she's just like, that's my dagger. And I'm like, no, fuck you. This used to be a lich's dagger. And then it turns out she was the lich.
Oh. Oh, no.
This little librarian just fucking morphs into the lich and is just like, give it back. And
Wait, so you fought a lich, but you didn't, like, find its soul or whatever?
It's phylactery. Actually, the dagger had its it was a phylactery for it. And which I didn't know, but all I knew that this lich was like, I want my dagger back, and I'm like, fuck you. And I was just like standing up against this lich, and my entire party's like, give it back, and I'm like, no,
don't give it back, it's gonna kill you anyway.
yeah, it's like, no way. So I'm holding on to this dagger. Suddenly the room starts to fill up with darkness from this lich, and we're just like, oh shit, we gotta book it out of here. So we go back into the hallway out from the library, and we were like, this lich is starting to summon like undead, and like we're going in a full-on combat, and then this darkness is just feeding into this hallway and is absorbing these players with failed saves. I can't remember what the save was. It must have been will, I guess. I can't remember. It's a very long time ago.
I would imagine it would have probably been will or constitution.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's something. And they kept failing. Everybody failed one by one and got consumed by this darkness, which automatically was like, it'll take you to half health, and then you have like another couple rounds, and then if you don't get out of it, you die.
Jesus.
It was very much just like a fuck you kind of boss.
Liches are more scary in 3.5.
It was, I don't know. I mean, I don't remember if he must have homebrewed some stuff, but like, it was such a long time ago. I don't remember. But I just remember like one by one, all these players are dying as my one rogue is just holding onto this dagger like, no, fuck you. Which was my fault, obviously, but at the time, I was really attached to this dagger, and this lich is like, I'll stop if you just give me back my dagger, and I'm like, no, and eventually I failed, and my character did die, so we had just like, one by one, all our players died, except the one guy who was the pirate, who turned to a window in the hallway and was like, I used my grappling hook to get out of the window, and then he like throws it and it just hits against the window, and the DM's like, you didn't open the window, and he's like, fuck. And this darkness just starts to come and creep at him, and he's like, I opened the window, and he opens the window and then just like used the grappling hook. He books it. He was the only one who survived. So I guess it wasn't a total TPK, but it was like there was like 7 players that died. And then the one
all because
shark
you wouldn't
guy.
give up that fucking dagger.
Yeah, all because of that one fucking dagger that I was not gonna give up. Because I was also very cocky, and I'm like, we can take on a lich. There's like 7 of us, and we just all failed after one by one. It was really like natural ones and like 4s and 5s.
You did something to piss off the dice gods that day.
I think it was just karma coming through. It was just like, oh yeah, you should really think about the party and not your fucking dagger. And it was like, yeah, but I really like this dagger. But it was funny.
In character, it's fine.
Yeah, it was just funny because it was just like it was really 1 to 100 real quick with just like, oh, we're in a library, and it's like, oh shit, the librarian's the lich. That was one of our TPKs we had. that was pretty fun. And I do count it as TPK because the pirate guy died previously because of me. So I don't know. I was a bad player during that time, but that was probably like, I don't know, after 3 years of playing or something. I've been playing a lot longer now, so I have a better sense for these things. But back then, it was definitely like ride or die kind of thing.
Remember to open the window from now on, kids.
Yeah. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from my mistakes and his mistakes.
It wasn't even your mistake.
Yeah. I mean, that was a lot. But thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. This has been really fun. If you guys want to check out Dingo, I'll put all her stuff in the description, but I'm certain you know who she is by this point. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on my channel. I hope I can have you on again soon.
Yeah, and you all have a great day.
All right, bye.
Bye.